To Moo Moo Math. Today we're going to look at rules of exponents. So here's the general process. If you have like bases, we're going to add our exponents, or on division, we're going to subtract our exponents. But the coefficients always just get multiplied or divided. So let's look at some examples. So here's our first example. We have a to the fourth times a to the negative fifth. Since the bases of the exponents are the same, we're going to add the exponents because we're multiplying. So we're just going to take a to the 4 plus negative 5, and we're going to get a to the negative first. Okay, now I'm going to show you why that rule is true. Okay, if you have a to the fourth, that means you have 4 a's all multiplied together. And a to the fifth means you move these to the denominator of a fraction, and you have 5 in the denominator. And then you can see these all cancel out, and you end up with an a, but it is in the denominator. So when you have an a in the denominator, we note it as a -1. Okay, so now let's look at some with some coefficients. So we've got some coefficients here. 2 and 8 are our two coefficients. And then we have a w to the negative fifth and a w to the negative fourth. So let's handle our coefficients first. We're going to follow the rule that we see. In other words, we're going to multiply. So we're going to multiply the coefficients just like normally you would multiply. But with the exponents, remember, we're adding those. So that's w, and we're going to have -5 plus -4, which is 16 times w to the -9th. Now, if we want to write this as a positive exponent, we write 16 on top of the fraction, and that w to the 9th goes in the denominator. And that's how we write our answer. Okay, now let's try one with division. Okay, so we have a fraction. So we have 36 m to the negative fifth over 6m to the 9th. The coefficients, which are 6 and 36, they do the rule. So we're just dividing. So we're actually just going to divide 36 by 6, and we get 6. And then the coefficients, this time since we're dividing, we're going to subtract our exponents. So we have m to the negative fifth minus the 9. So now let's subtract these exponents. That gives us 6 times m to the -14th. Now remember, that's a negative exponent, so let's write it in the denominator, and there's our answer. Okay? And that's how you simplify, use exponents.